Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're going to be doing a deep dive today, looking at YouTube success. Specifically, we've got this great video from brand MyTube called 7 YouTube Hacks to Help You Go Viral. Going viral, maybe that's not your goal, but what if we thought about this as keeping viewers glued to your videos? I mean, that's really what we all want, right? Not just the clicks, but actual engagement.
Absolutely. And the thing is, sometimes we get so caught up in the numbers game of views and subscribers, right? But actually, this video really gets at something deeper. It's about audience retention.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
It's like, from YouTube's perspective, they want to show off videos that people actually like. And the longer people watch, well, the more YouTube knows this is a winner.
It's almost like the algorithm is giving you like a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, this is good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the longer people watch, the better. And one thing that really jumped out from the video was front-loading your content. The first 30 seconds, man, those are critical.
They are. They are. You really got to hook people right away before they even think about clicking away. It's kind of like, the beginning of a movie.
Yeah.
If the first few minutes aren't grabbing you, what do? You probably pick up your phone.
Exactly. So how do we create that kind of captivating opening scene, that hook, but for our YouTube videos?
Well, the video talks about this idea of diminishing returns. You might have heard that from economics or whatever, but it applies here too.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The further someone gets into your video, the less likely they'll click off. So you got to invest your energy at the start where people are most likely to bounce.
So it's not about spreading our effort evenly. We should really double down on those first few seconds and just make them amazing.
That's it. And there's a bunch of ways to do that. You could start with something super visual, like a stunning shot, a funny animation, even just a really good close-up of you.
I love that. Bam, right in their face, here I am.
Yeah.
And what about starting with a really good question? Something that makes them think, I need to know the answer.
Oh, totally. If you can get them thinking about their own needs, their own problems, and you frame it as a question, boom, they're hooked.
They're invested. Okay, so strong visuals, good questions. Those are two great starting points. The video also mentions Jenny Hoyos, this creator, and her 3-step method. What's that all about?
It's really simple, but it works. She basically tells you what she's going to talk about, then she gets into it, then she recaps the main points.
Oh, it's like a roadmap for the video. Okay.
Exactly. And that really helps people stay engaged because they know what's coming, they feel confident about sticking around.
Makes total sense. So that's a great structure to follow, give people that roadmap. But what about other ways to, keep people on the edge of their seats?
Definitely. You could promise some extra juicy stuff later on, or maybe even tease a big dramatic moment, Kind of like movie trailers do.
Ooh, the suspense. So it's all about playing on that curiosity, that human need to know what's next. Speaking of suspense, I'm thinking Mr. Beast. He is the king of the delayed reveal.
Ah, yes. Mr. Beast is a master. Remember that video with the giant red circle closing in and you just had to see who'd win the cash?
So good. It's like he gets how anticipation works, psychologically. And it's not just about being flashy either. Even in his more chill videos, he's always dropping hints, building towards something.
He really does. And it's funny, that technique isn't just for entertainment. You can use it in educational videos too. Say you're doing a tutorial. You could tease the final result right up front.
So they're motivated to learn all the steps. It's all about taking the viewer on that journey with you, right? They want to see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
Speaking of how things play out, I was fascinated by that tip from Mr. Beast about ending videos decisively.
Yeah.
No long, drawn-out outros.
Yeah. It sounds weird, but those extra seconds can actually hurt you. By the time you get to the outro, some people are already checking out. So end on a high note, like a mic drop. Leave them wanting more.
I love that. End on a high note, leave them wanting more.
Oh.
That should be like a poster in every YouTuber's studio, right? So we've got the start covered, we've got the ending covered. But how do we know if it's working? Do we just cross our fingers and hope the views go up?
Well, not quite. Here's where it gets really fun. We got to become retention nerds.
Yeah, retention nerds. Oh, I like this already. Tell me more.
We got to dive deep into YouTube analytics, those retention charts. They're like a secret code showing us how people are really watching.
So it's not just about the total views. It's seeing where they drop off, where they rewatch, what's keeping them hooked.
Exactly. And that's where knowing your audience becomes so important, right? What works for one group might not work for another.
You got to know your people.
Yeah.
So it's about tailoring your content to what they want, what they like. But where does the actual content come from? We talked about hooks, endings, but what about the meat of the video itself?
Well, that brings us to a super important point. The script is king.
The script is king. I like that. It sounds so powerful. But seriously, with all the amazing editing and visuals we see today, is the script really that crucial?
Well, think of it this way. A cool visual might grab you for a second or two, but a great story that can keep you hooked for hours.
No, it's true. A good story is just magnetic. You want to see what happens next. And that's what we want for our viewers, right? That connection.
Absolutely. And that's where the script shines. A well-written script, it's the foundation of everything. It's your story's blueprint. It guides your visuals. It is your message.
It's like the heart of the whole video. And speaking of putting in the work, the video mentions Mr. Woboss, that tech guy, spending days writing one video script. That's dedication.
It really is, and it shows. His videos are so engaging, and the thing is, even though he's reviewing gadgets, he gets storytelling. He doesn't just list off features, he weaves them into a narrative.
You feel like you're right there with him, experiencing the product. And then there's that thing he does, writing for three types of viewers. His diehard fans, casual viewers, and even people who wouldn't normally watch him. How does he pull that off without alienating anyone?
It's a balancing act for sure. He layers his content really well. There's stuff his fans love, but it's also accessible to newcomers.
Like multiple entry points for different people. That's smart. It reminds me of that Marquise Brownlee video about the headphones, the ones with the built-in air filter.
Yeah.
So niche, but it went viral.
Exactly. He took something that could have been super boring, techie, whatever, and made it funny and relatable. Clean air, everyone wants that, right? He presented it in a way that everyone could enjoy.
Proof that any topic can be engaging if you approach it right. Now, this unanswered questions technique that really caught my eye sounds a bit mysterious. How does that work to keep people hooked?
It's all about tapping into that natural curiosity we all have. You hint at things, you tease information, but you don't give all the answers right away.
Ooh, leaving them wanting more. Okay, so you're basically creating a little mystery throughout the video. But how do we do that without being annoying?
Good question. It's about finding that balance. Imagine you're making a video about some productivity hack that changed your life. You could start like, this one trick helped me double my work output in a week. And the best part, it only takes 5 minutes a day.
Wait, what's the trick? Tell me.
Yes.
They see it works. I'm already hooked.
Exactly. You've piqued their interest without giving it all away. Then you can tease it more throughout the video, build up to the big reveal.
Mini cliffhangers. I love it. And this ties into maybe the most powerful technique of all, storytelling. We touched on it earlier, but it deserves a closer look. The video specifically mentions the hero's journey, this classic structure. Why is that so effective for YouTube?
The hero's journey is timeless. It's in myths, legends, blockbuster films. And it works because it reflects our lives. Challenges, obstacles, transformations, we all go through it.
We're all on our own hero's journeys, in a way. And when we see that reflected on screen, it resonates, it connects. But how do we apply this epic concept to, regular YouTube videos?
It's simpler than you think. The hero sets out, faces stuff, and changes along the way. But the hero doesn't have to be a superhero. It can be you, the creator, sharing your struggles and wins.
Or even the viewer, learning and growing through your video. It's about taking them on that emotional journey, the ups and downs. That's what makes content truly stand out.
But you got it. It's not just about info, it's about experience. You're inviting the viewer into your world, into your story. And they leave feeling inspired, entertained, maybe even changed.
A connection that goes beyond just watching a video.
And when you get that, when people really connect, that's something special. It's not just about the numbers anymore, It's about community, about passion, about making a difference.
Yeah, it's like finding your voice and using it to connect with others who get it, who share your interests. We've covered a ton today, from those first few seconds in scripting to the analytics and even storytelling. But if you had to pick just one thing to take away from all this, what would it be?
Oh, that's tough. I guess I'd say it's got to be understanding the why. Don't just copy what other YouTubers do. You got to get the principles behind it all, the audience engagement stuff, and then make it your own.
Find your own style, your own voice, right? And speaking of finding your voice, here's a question for you listening right now. If you were to try just one of these techniques, which one would it be and why? What story are you going to tell?
That's the real question. Because at the end of the day, it's not about being someone else. It's about what works for you and the people watching.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for more great advice, more ways to level up your YouTube game, definitely check out Brand MyTube's channel. They've got a ton of awesome resources.
So get out there, experiment, have fun with it, because when you're passionate, that comes through and people can't help but be drawn in.
And that's a wrap for this deep dive into YouTube retention. Until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep those viewers hooked.